Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in today. And today we have a special guest. We have a celebrity YouTuber, that theater dude, and my good friend Chris.
Yep.
And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna show you what it looks like to get your spine checked and adjusted here at Paramount Chiropractic and Wellness. You don't necessarily have to come in like Chris doesn't, he's not walking into my office today like a lot of patients do with a disc bulge. This guy's been at home with the baby, new papa, dogs, wife, they're getting ready to move.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of stress in the spine, and that's what we do. We treat the spine. So we're going to show you how that looks here today. Chris, you want to tell the nation anything?
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing is with Dr. Perlman here, we both went through Parker at the exact same time. We both graduated together. Looking forward to actually getting my back adjusted by a full-on licensed doctor now. It was cool to do it whenever I was in my internship, but since the quarantine hit, it's just been hit or miss if I can actually find my way to a chiropractor. And it's nice having your spine aligned, every couple weeks, or even like every other week, or even a couple times a week if you need it. So I mean, personally, I know that my body needs it if I'm not getting it over and over and over again. And just being at home, sitting there with the dog's baby and about to move, I mean, stress has been hitting in, especially with the quarantine. So it's going to be nice to finally get the nice adjustment that I need. So big shout out to Dr. Perlman. He's been adjusting me all throughout Parker Chiropractic College. And wait to actually get that adjustment here at his clinic here in Richardson, Texas.
We're going to go ahead and take you through how we do it here. Stay tuned. Feels like it was a long time ago, Chris, when we were in a full spine adjusting lab. We used to have this L3 problem all the time. I know when it comes to adjusting full spine, there's certainly nothing wrong with it, but I know it's harder to kind of just narrow down what someone's issue might be when it comes to what they've been experiencing if we're not kind of going in a more specific manner. Within the Gonstead system, we would go with something called static palpation, which is what I'm doing now. So this is only my hand running down each side of his spine, and we're looking for any signs of edema. And then I'm going to do a little bit more static palpation down here on the bottom of the joint, the SI joint. Head bend forward and try to touch your toes. If you know the gown's going to get a little caught and come on up. And this right side did go high, so now what we have to do is figure out, is this a SI subluxation, sacroiliac joint subluxation, or is it a lumbar subluxation? So here's Chris's sacrum. 3 is more tender. Okay. And there's that joint stuck right there. And now if you want to go feet together, knees together, I hope the mic's getting picked up here, it keeps flopping on me, but go ahead and open and close your knees with your feet planted, yep. Open and close, and do right leg only. And left leg only. So right here we've got better movement, even though it's riding high on the right. That means probably likely the sacroiliac joint is not fixated on the right, but the iliolumbar ligament from this lumbar that's up here pulling on this is probably what's causing it to ride high. And then this left side is actually carrying quite a bit this way. So even though we didn't get like a super fixation, and then when we come over here to this right side of this thoracic spine, we already know it's got absolutely no motion going to the left. It has motion going to the left, and really almost no motion going to the right. There's some wedging over here on this right side. We'll call that a PRS in the Gonstead work. And then we're going to check here after. So let's get to adjusting. Earlier when we palpated Chris, we found 3rd lumbar, and we found 8 or 9th thoracic, 9 on Chris. And when I looked at Chris's x-ray on the phone, it's a PRS on this 9th thoracic. We talked about that wedging being on this right side. Relax, yeah. And don't let anybody just willy-nilly adjust your lumbar spine. This takes some finesse, folks. Good.
Nice.
Good, comfortable? There you go.
Nice.
All right, come on up and walk around.
Feel taller. Seems like it's stuck.
Atlas. What's more tender? This? Or this? 1.
Right there.
Okay. So let's do this atlas on the right, coming back a little bit more this way. And let it drop in my hand. There we go. So, guys, everybody, thanks for tuning in today and checking out what we were doing. That's a little bit of an inside analysis of, you know, a typical adjustment, spinal adjustment here at Paramount Chiropractic and Wellness, right? Your Richardson, Gonstead Chiropractor, or the Keto Chiro. If you hashtag the Keto Chiro, you can find all my YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, anything you like. We went ahead and made some very specific adjustments. How you feeling, Chris?
Good. I mean, I've been to a couple other chiropractors before. I know my buddy, Dr. Yoni Perlman here for years. He's been adjusting my spine for the longest time, ever since, you know, we even just started this little journey together. But I know how I feel after getting adjusted by him specifically versus going to a non-specific doctor, and he likes to use Gonstead in his practice. And I really think that specificity really helps out make my body feel as good as it can. So nice. I really liked coming out here and enjoying a nice adjustment today. So it's been a long time since I've had a good adjustment. So big shout out to Paramount Chiropractic and Wellness for helping me out today, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, and of course it's the least we could do, since watching Game of Thrones with Chris or the finale at his house was like an experience like no other. And ever since then, I haven't been able to enjoy television the same without going over to Chris. But that's the least we could do. It was our pleasure. Cool. So, man, thanks everyone for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you.